Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of Yoleno TV. I'm glad you're here, and for starters, I'd like to say thank you so much for those who've been supporting Yoleno TV to this level. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, give us a like. So I would like to start this session by asking you, dear viewer, a question. And this is the question: is Ruto feeling Raila's pressure? Is Ruto beginning to feel Raila's pressure? The president needs to tread carefully when dealing with Raila Amolo Odinga. Please let me read to you a tweet that Raila Amolo Odinga wrote directly to William Samoei Ruto. And this is what Raila Amolo Odinga said: usijifanye leo hii kwamba umesahau when the shoe was firmly on the other foot. Let me just leave this here. And after posting that tweet, Raila Amolo Odinga decided to tag or share a particular clip of when William Samoei Ruto was on the other side of the foot.
All the documents that we have show clearly that Raila Amolo Odinga has 4,215,437 and Honorable Mike Kibaki has 3,748,261 votes. That is what we have. And if the commission is going to announce other results, they must tell us on the basis of what. And we have pointed to them very clearly. And we thank God that they allowed us last night to peruse the file. Because on perusing of the file, it was absolutely clear that announcements were being made here which did not have any basis, because there were no documents to support whatever announcements that were being made. If a figure is going to be assigned to somebody 50,000, you can as well assign him 500,000. Because, I mean, if you are assigning figures without any supporting documents.
Ladies and gentlemen, that tweet, usijifanye leo hii kwamba umesahau when the shoe was firmly on the other foot. Yani, usijidai umesahau kwa wakati ule ulikuwa wewe uko sana na Raila Amolo Odinga. Usijifanye umesahau wakati huo. Wakati huo ulikuwa una complain about the Electoral Commission. Usijifanye umesahau. That was a direct tweet, a direct message to William Samoei Ruto. And the back and forth forced the President Ruto to retaliate, and this is what the president said: even with the system, deep state, you lost the election. Stop deluding yourself and lying the coup to overturn the people's will using rogue commissioners. You are now threatening us with maandamano about failed. Their guilt or innocence will be determined by the tribunal. Rule of law it is. That is the response from none other than the president. That is why I started off by asking you, ladies and gentlemen, whether you think the pressure of Raila Amolo Odinga is beginning to affect William Samoei Ruto. In my yesterday's analysis about what I talked about Wahome Thuku saying that William Samoei Ruto was slowly falling into Raila Amolo Odinga's trap, I meant it. And that was in fact true. And that's evident in this tweet again, because it's now exposing the president in a negative way. From the tweet that I've just read, it is plain that the tribunal will not be fair. But nevertheless, it is okay, because I've seen so many people saying that the advice that Mutahi Ngunyi has been issued that the Cherera force should just resign is misplaced. That the right thing to do is Cherera to face this tribunal and unleash to the tribunal what it thinks happened during that electioneering period. If I am Cherera, this is what I would do. I would just face the tribunal, unleash what I think should be unleashed, then probably resign. I mean, that would be the biggest joke on this tribunal, because the tribunal will still have the mandate of presenting that report to the president. That report will be leaked to the public, and the people will know what happened. As far as we are concerned, most people still do not know what transpired. But if Cherera faces that tribunal, unleashes the tribunal what needs to be done, the tribunal will have to gather this information in a report and forward it to the president. Of course, if the tribunal's report will be one that implicates Chebukati in this crisis, then I think that report haitakuwa released. It will be just like the Ndungu reports and those Waki reports and all those other previous reports which are the governments never released to the public. Perhaps this also will be a report that will not release to the public. But the only problem with that, Chebukati, the Cherera Force, their story will not have been, the other side of the story will not have been known by Kenyans. So the right thing to be done, Cherera to face this tribunal, unleash what she needs to unleash so that the truth can be finally known. But the truth is simple. Rigathi Gachagua forgot about the saying that let a sleeping dog lie. That is what Rigathi Gachagua did not remember when he was constantly attacking Raila Amolo Odinga, telling that the opposition wachunguze sana, the opposition needs to keep them on check. That is what Rigathi Gachagua kept crying for. He cried for Raila Amolo Odinga to attack them. Now Raila Amolo Odinga is doing exactly what Rigathi Gachagua has said, but now, according to what Rigathi Gachagua requested for, it is now beginning to put them in a very awkward position and they find themselves on the defensive. Rigathi Gachagua constantly chose to bother a sleeping dog by telling the former Prime Minister and Martha Karua that they need to criticize the Ruto government. Perhaps that narrative of Rigathi Gachagua is explained in Pauline Njoroge's tweet. And this is what Pauline Njoroge tweeted. And she tweeted something in response to what Rigathi Gachagua requested. And this is what Pauline Njoroge said. When President Ruto said that he wanted a strong opposition in Kenya to keep the government in check, what exactly did he mean? Because he now seems to be catching feelings over any form of opposition. I think what Pauline Njoroge is trying to tell us is that Ruto na Gachagua walikuwa wanalia sana ili Raila Amolo Odinga aonekane kama opposition leader. Sasa Raila Amolo Odinga alikubali, manake unakumbuka that meeting at Jivanji Garden where Raila Amolo Odinga said, I will now assume the role of opposition leader. So now what the former premier is doing is exactly what is expected of him. It is expected of him to play this role of keeping the government in check. So I think Rigathi Gachagua never knew the implication or the repercussion of having Raila Amolo Odinga as the opposition leader. Now Rigathi Gachagua is feeling the pitch. So perhaps that's the reason why you find that they appear confused. Last time you had the deputy president attacking the senator for Nairobi County over those remarks of, the Hustlers Fund. When Sifuna, I think it was literally said, Msilipe Yodeni. Maybe Sifuna might have been misquoted. What he meant is that Kama government is not going to do whatever it promised, then don't pay that debt. What did the government promise? Zero interest on this money, on the loan. So if the government is not going to do that, then Msilipe. So that's what I think. That's what Sifuna said. So it was so awkward because the deputy president, being the second in command, found himself responding to a junior. That's what is so funny about this government, because now it's putting the government in a very confused state. Perhaps what Wahome Thuku said yesterday in his tweet made a lot of sense, because now the government is falling into Raila Amolo Odinga's trap. The government has already been trapped. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly share what you think about this, because we realize that Elon Musk, in the whole process, posted something, and in that mix-up, Elon Musk must have indirectly responded to Raila Amolo Odinga and Ruto's Twitter war. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly comment below there, give us a like and subscribe also. But until we meet again for our next analysis, please make sure you stay safe and stay blessed.